Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a profoundly heavy, history-altering sequence of events, the journey of Imam Hussain from Makkah toward Kufa. We're looking at a period where literally every single step taken was a step closer to an inevitable, tragic destination. Our source material gives us this incredible, almost real-time window into the conversations, the tension, and the massive decisions made along this very dusty, very dangerous road. But before we track the actual physical miles of this journey, I want you to hold on to this core question. What does it actually mean to knowingly walk toward a tragic destiny for the sake of a higher truth? I want us to frame this journey not just as a timeline of historical check-ins, but as the ultimate test of informed sacrifice. This is all about absolute conviction. So as we go through these events, keep asking yourself, how did these individuals manage to just keep moving forward when the horizon looked so incredibly dark? Okay, so mapping out the physical reality of the caravan's path reveals a pretty stark progression. From the initial departure in Mecca, moving to Tanim, then to Safa, and on to Zubala. As they marched deeper into the desert, they were simultaneously marching deeper into inevitable hardship. It's a geographical progression, sure, but more importantly, it's a psychological and spiritual one. Let's trace these critical steps one by one. Section 1, the departure and the interception at Tam. Right away at Tanim, the text highlights a super interesting dynamic. Imam Hussain intercepts a caravan carrying gifts meant for Yazid, the very ruler he was standing against. Yet in this bold assertion of rightful authority, the sources describe a fascinating interaction. He ensures that the ordinary camel owners and drivers are fairly compensated for their services. He even offers them the choice, come along with us or get paid your wages right now and leave safely. It's an absolute masterclass in justice and ethical leadership, maintained even in a state of open rebellion. Moving on to Section 2, Farazdaq's warning at Safa. So they arrive at Safa, and the renowned poet Farazdaq delivers a remarkably stark warning. When the Imam asks him about the situation on the ground in Iraq, Farazdaq's reply is one of those quotes that just echoes through history. He says, "The hearts of the people are with you, but their swords are against you." Wow. He was revealing the intense political oppression taking root in Kufa. The people still loved the Imam in their hearts, but fear, bribery, and brutal martial law had literally turned their weapons against him. This was really the first major reality check of the journey. Section 3. Devastating news from Kufa. The source material here details the profound, almost unbelievable courage of the Imam's messengers. Take Qais bin Musahar. Dispatched with a letter to the people of Kufa, he was intercepted and captured by the soldiers of the ruthless governor Ubaydullah bin Ziyad. He's ordered to curse the Imam from the pulpit to save his own life. But Qais, he completely flips the script. He chooses to stand before the crowds, openly praises Imam Hussain, and declares his imminent arrival. And for this ultimate act of defiance, he was thrown from the roof of the palace and martyred. The incredibly heavy reality truly sets in when the caravan finally reaches Zubala. The confirmed losses in Kufa were catastrophic. The Imam's cousin and advance envoy, Muslim bin Aqil, had been martyred. His loyal host, Hani bin Urwa, killed. And the death of Qais was officially confirmed. That promised support system of Kufa had completely collapsed under a brutal crackdown. The massive army they thought they were marching to join was just gone. So how does a leader react to the sudden, devastating loss of his closest allies and the total collapse of his earthly support? It is right here that we witness a moment of deep, collective grief, anchored by the Imam's solemn invocation. He recites the Quranic verse, "Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un." Indeed we belong to Allah, and indeed to Him we will return. It's this profound moment of patience, shifting the focus of the entire caravan from a crushing worldly setback to a steadfast, divine perspective. Which brings us to Section 4, the ultimate choice. Facing insurmountable odds, the Imam doesn't try to spend the truth. He gathers his followers out in the desert, his family, his lifelong companions, and, crucially, those opportunists who had joined along the way, hoping for a share in a new, victorious government. And he completely, transparently, shares the grim reality of their situation. Kufa has fallen, support is gone, death is almost certainly waiting for them. And what is absolutely remarkable here is how he handles this. He completely absolves his companions. He tells them point blank, "Our supporters have deserted us. Whoever among you wants to leave can leave. There is no obligation upon you." In an era where leaders demanded blind allegiance and literally punished desertion with death, Imam Hussain just freely lifts the burden of loyalty. He offers them a completely guilt-free way out into the dark of the desert. This historical moment is the ultimate sifting process. Those who had followed the caravan seeking worldly gains, status, or an easy political victory, they dispersed. They just faded into the night. On the flip side, the text vividly describes the steadfastness of the remaining companions and family members, noting that they were anchored in absolute, unshakable conviction. They weren't there for the spoils, they were there for the truth.
Put yourself in the shoes of those standing in the desert that night. It's such a heavy thought experiment. Will you stay, knowing the path leads only to sacrifice? Facing that ultimate moral test, surrounded by the darkness, knowing full well that by morning you are marching toward your own end? This is exactly what makes this historical account so universally gripping. It strips away all the noise and leaves nothing but pure human resolve.
I want to leave you with this final thought. True loyalty is forged not in times of ease, but in the voluntary embrace of absolute sacrifice for a higher truth. That brutal journey from Makkah to Kufa filtered the true believers from the opportunists. So, as we close out this explainer, I want you to ask yourself, when the darkness falls, the support vanishes, and the easy path completely disappears, which side of the camp would you be found on? Thank you so much for joining me. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next one.